This is NFL, right?
Yeah, well, in Vegas, they're smarter than most people. Not
Except
smarter
us.
than us.
Yeah.
Not smarter than us. Okay, so the Jets at number 10.
They had a good outing. Their offense is looking a lot better.
I think that's way too high. Okay, Cincinnati at number 9.
I like it. I think that's about fair.
Even they could easily
Where do you rank their defense right now?
Well, dude, if Foles hits an extra point, that game's in overtime and they're 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But really, where do you rank their defense?
Since he's a good defense, they're always solid.
Top 5, top 4,
Top 10.
top 10 defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to beat the Broncos this weekend, probably.
Well,
They're at home.
see about that.
The Broncos aren't at home, and the Broncos don't do as well.
Yeah.
They never play well. When's the last time they beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati?
When's the last time they played Cincinnati?
3 road games ago in Cincy.
I remember it.
The
It
last
seems like
time I
it's
remember
always
is
around the Christmas program.
The Stokely catch. Do you remember that? They threw it up and it bounced up and
I don't remember the
Stokely caught it. No.
No. That's why you may be smarter than me.
Oh.
All right, so then after that, so number 8 is the Denver Broncos.
Too high.
8.
Too high.
They need to
Too
be number
high.
1.
I'm kidding.
They're number 1 right now.
If anything, they're probably a little higher.
No,
For this week,
This is according to Vegas.
Yeah.
This is according to Vegas. And so Denver, they don't.
I'd like
have a
to see them
quarterback.
not play at home. Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't have a quarterback, and if it wasn't for defensive touchdowns,
Which they can do on a regular basis.
David, that's so fluky, though. You
It
can't
is
count on
fluky.
that. Granted,
It is
it'll win
fluky.
you games,
Yeah.
but you can't count on that.
and that's
Defense wins championships. As I've said.
Well,
in the
no,
past.
okay. The defense don't win championships.
It won a
That's
Super
the
Bowl.
exception. That's
I
not
agree.
the rule. It's
I
the
completely
exception.
agree.
Uh-huh.
The only ones in the last 15 years, Baltimore, and then Tampa Bay, and then Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 out of 15.
Strong. What? Maybe Seattle.
Sure, but I mean, they still put up like 48 points.
Yeah, they had
The Super
They had the
Bowl?
whole package. They
Right.
had
I mean, what do you say?
Denver really helped in there.
Yeah, gave
And
it
kickoff
all.
returns
Gave
and
it
special
all.
teams.
Oh,
But
good gosh.
okay, now this
What do you got?
feels like a misprint.
Oh no, is it Green Bay?
No. We might have to redo this whole segment because it says the Lions are the 7th.
Is this for this week?
This is for this week. This is what I have.
Like for the largest spread for this week
No, this is the Las Vegas power rankings.
for the whole year, not
For the
just
whole
this
year.
week.
Yep. This is the power rankings from Las Vegas. This is from Odd Shark.
I can go to Vegas Insider.
This is bizarre. That's why I feel like this, we just.
And I was like Jets at 10. Like
Yeah.
okay.
But and they had New England at 11, Minnesota at 12, Washington 13.
New England at 11.
Yeah.
That's insulting.
They don't have a quarterback right now.
They're 2-0. They just
I am
beat
aware.
Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh, on the
unfortunate.
road.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know. I mean, look. I mean,
I'm gonna look on mine. I'll go to Vegas Insider. Oh,
This is
the
bizarre.
school blocks it. I can't get on the website.
you can't get on Vegas Insider.
No, the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's
I
better.
mean, we
to
can
say.
redo this segment, but yeah.
That's where I'm at. That's the same one.
That's odd.
Okay. Well, I
Oakland
mean,
at 25.
but this is
San Francisco 3 over Oakland.
okay. But listen,
That's crazy.
Well, Oakland just got beat by a bad team.
Sure,
And
we
they
scored 4 touchdowns.
They
Had a fifth
easily
called back.
but listen, if they don't score 20 points in the fourth quarter against the Saints team, they're
Sure.
0-2.
Sure.
Okay, so all right, so Lions. Maybe the Detroit's smarter than we are. Smarter than they think.
That's just.
I just don't believe in Detroit. I
Okay.
think they're the 3rd best team in their division.
Yes.
I mean, at least if Bradford kind of shows up.
Well, I think the Vikings defense is awesome.
I agree. I think the Vikings are significantly more well-rounded.
But
than
this is
Detroit
not our thing. This is what this show is now. We're smarter than Vegas, right?
I know. We have to be.
So Detroit,
Minnesota
to
actually
me.
should be 7.
Well, no, Minnesota should be way higher.
Not higher than
Losing 5.
Definitely higher than Detroit,
Losing 3
but
of their
not
stars.
higher than
I'm looking
But
at these
not-
other teams
yeah.
in the top 10.
Okay, so we'll go back. What we'll do is we'll go back and then we'll
Sure.
we'll say this is ridiculous. This is where New England is.
Sure.
All right. So Detroit at 7. That's ridiculous. And
Totally
agree.
agree.
This is.
They're a middle of the pack team.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're
Maybe
15,
7 and
But
9.
listen. They
15.
they beat the Colts. They scored a ton of points.
They
throw
did.
the ball a ton. They should have won if it wasn't for. Did you see that catch that 100-year-old Johnson made for the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
In like 5 guys said they bat the ball down, they're 2-0. So maybe Vegas knows something. And if you look at the rankings here, their schedule looks super easy based on that number. It looks like the easiest one on the board, right? So low numbers must be better. All right, 6 is Houston.
Too high. Too high. I mean,
Their
especially
defense
if New
looks
England's at
great,
11.
but their defense, they don't have the strong offense. I don't see that.
I disagree. I think they're improving.
I think they're improving, yes, but they don't have a quarterback that can win playoffs.
Hater.
Absolutely. I cannot wait for that Houston game in Denver.
Got you there, man.
I don't think he's very good either.
Frankly, I think Lamar Miller's a more substantial pickup this offseason than Osweiler is. They're riding him so hard. He hasn't gotten the end zone yet, but
The only reason Brock Osweiler looks like anything could be successful is because of DeAndre Hopkins.
Will Fuller showing up too.
Absolutely.
Speedster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like him.
I tried to.
Don't like him.
I tried to.
You sound like an old man.
Tried to reach around for Fuller, and someone auto drafted him like 1 round ahead of me, and I was
Probably
so upset.
like Chris or one of those.
I was really upset.
Auto things. So Houston at 6. Who did they play in the first week?
First week.
It was unimpressive. I remember their victory was unimpressive.
Yeah.
They looked pretty good
Kansas
last week.
City,
No, they
right?
played Kansas City.
Second-
No, they
second
played them
week.
this week.
If
Who
you
did they
click
play
on
first
it, really, I can click on it and see what it says. I can't remember. They're 2-0.
They played the Bears.
Bears. Oh,
Yes. And the Bears look awful.
Yeah.
And the Bears were in that game until Cutler threw a couple of dumb picks. I love it.
That game or any game that you've ever watched in your life?
Okay, I like Cutler because we had this conversation yesterday about.
I do not
think
like
he's
Cutler.
a top 15 quarterback still.
Stats wise, or in regards to just you want him on your team?
Yeah,
it's your guy.
If you're going
if you're picking a team,
quarterback draft,
you're picking.
He's in the top 15.
I don't know.
And it's not.
There's a lot of good quarterbacks.
It's not because there's no great quarterbacks.
Would you take Matt Ryan over Cutler?
No.
You wouldn't take Matt
I
Ryan
wouldn't.
over Cutler.
I wouldn't.
What has Cutler done in his life?
He brought the Bears to the NFC Championship game, and if it wasn't for a blown coverage, they'd win that game, and they're in the Super Bowl, and they probably beat the Steelers.
NFC Championship game.
Yeah, where he got annihilated.
I know, but if that's your argument, Mark Sanchez has made a couple AFC championships.
I know that, but Mark Sanchez wasn't the reason. Like they were on
Sure.
Cutler's arm. I know you. Okay, listen, you're the hater because he left the Broncos, and you're a hater
I'm
because
not
you hate
hater.
the Broncos.
I'm not here because he left. Not at all.
All right, where are we at? Kansas City at 5 at 0-2. Kansas City at 5.
Obviously, I don't even think we have to talk about this one way too high.
But
Way
if
too
you
high.
remember,
Why is it? Is it Alex
Well, no,
Smith? Is he just not? Is he not there? Is it?
Well, they're
because
1-1. They're 1-1.
Charles.
I was
They
gonna say,
came
you
back
said
from-
0-2,
yeah,
and I
I'm
was
sorry.
like,
They came
they
back
won in
from-
week 1 against San Diego.
They came back from San Diego, but they do. If you
And they lost.
but look, what I love about this is
They
Vegas.
lost to Houston,
Vegas, who is 1 spot behind them,
Yeah.
but they did lose at home. But they lost by, well, I guess they lost by a touchdown, but that was the late
It
score.
makes you wonder. No Charles, no Justin Houston. That hurts. Jeremy Macklin's been. I mean, he's getting the targets, just been remotely quiet.
The Spencer Ware is averaging 6 yards a carry.
Spencer Ware's awesome.
But I was looking at, because we were fighting over evaluating them, and I was looking at Spencer Ware stats, and then I was looking at Charles, and they're like the same player. Sure. So that
It's got to be a system
It's
thing,
gotta be.
right? Like, it has to be. I mean, Charkandrick, West, and Ware in the same season. I mean,
So just
just
plug and
replaceable.
play. But
expendable.
what it is, and you can tell in the NFL that the running back position is completely devalued. It means nothing.
I agree.
It's plug and play.
But I agree in that it is devalued and that they don't value it and, pay a premium for it. But I think a team could use that to their advantage. For instance, Danny Woodhead in San Diego. I know he just tore his ACL. But that guy gets more third downs than any player in the league. More big third downs, check downs.
But they're gonna. Melvin Gordon was awesome.
Sure.
And he.
Sure, but what I'm saying
he
for third
stunk
downs
last year.
and passing downs and stuff like that, I think that's the way the NFL is going to be going. Is
A
those-
quote from your dad would be, "They're a dime a dozen."
No, my dad is completely opposite. He loves
Oh.
running backs. He'd overpay. I mean, he'd pay AP $12 million a year if he could. Obviously, I wouldn't, but
Well, he's done. I feel like.
Yeah. Oh,
in any major capacity. He's
I mean, I don't think at that age with prior injuries, I just don't think it's possible.
if he took a lot of steroids or HGH or something. I'm
Hey,
praying for you,
never
AP.
know.
I'm praying for you. Just stay away from your son.
Real quick caveat. Who's the top back in Minnesota now? They just signed
Oh,
Holman
yeah.
today.
The child abuse is funny.
Here,
too.
we'll start with David. David,
Yeah, we haven't heard from David. I feel like we're
top back in Minnesota now that AP's down.
So you have, we'll break them
okay,
down.
so-
Yeah, Jarek McKinnon, Matt Asiata, and then the fumbler.
Hillman.
What's his name?
Hillman.
Who came in first after AP went down?
McKinnon.
McKinnon. Okay, what was his production of yards per carry?
Man.
Because that was that the third
This
quarter?
game or in
the third
throughout
quarter
his
he got injured?
career?
Huh. Yeah, he got injured in the third quarter.
Third quarter.
It was meh.
This game or throughout
This
McKinnon's
game.
career?
Yeah, this game. Just this game.
I
Small sample.
didn't even watch the mini game.
No, it was.
Yeah.
It was a couple
meh.
carries,
They
yeah.
were winning, so they kind of just based on the game against the Packers that final quarter, Asiata looked better, but
Sure, but I mean, come on, it's way too small of a sample size.
Well, Hillman's not going to be your one. It's going to be your two, maybe your three back.
I think it's going to be a running back by committee. Personally,
absolutely.
like last time AP went down, Asiata isn't getting the every down carries,
No.
he's getting the touchdowns.
Yeah,
You know what I
Asiata.
mean?
Do you remember that when?
Yes, I
played against-
do.
Played against
When the
him?
3 touchdowns,
He had-
4,
he had-
something like
he had
that, something crazy.
8 carries for like 17 yards and 3 touchdowns
It was
against the
ridiculous.
Falcons.
It was ridiculous.
All right, let's get back to our power rankings.
Arizona at 4.
Arizona at 4.
That's about right.
They spanked the
The
just
Bucks,
beat up
yeah,
the Bucks.
horrible.
And are the
Arizona's
Bucks,
a
are the
better
Bucks a
team.
playoff team now?
No,
The Bucks aren't a playoff team.
no, not this year.
Who's better than them in that division?
Carolina.
Okay. I was thinking of the other side, the other south. I got confused. You're right. It's
I
Carolina.
think Atlanta and New Orleans and them are all kind of in that meddling middle of the pack. I think they.
Which
have
brings up
potential.
my point that Carolina has the easiest division in the league.
I don't
right
think that's
now.
true. AFC South,
Yeah, bro.
Colts, Texans, Titans.
But if you believe
Texans.
in the Texans,
Yeah.
the Jags have been awful.
Yeah,
They've been the
That's true.
biggest disappointment
That's
so far.
I actually have a
Colts, maybe the other biggest disappointment, but nobody expected.
No,
their offensive line.
they were in that first game, and then this last game going to Denver.
Right.
And
But-
Denver's defense is so dominant.
And they had an
right now.
opportunity to win that game too.
Sure.
I mean,
That's what I mean. That biggest disappointment, no. I think that they are a disappointment.
Mhm.
I mean, Luck coming back. Luck playing well. He missed some throws, but I mean, there was a lot on his shoulders.
okay, so Arizona 4. That seems right, or does that seem a little too low?
They
Are
lost.
they top 3?
They lost to.
I think that's about right.
New England at home. They lost to New England in their stadium
New
with a
England
backup
is so
quarterback.
phenomenally coached, though.
It just still though with a team that's expected to be in the Super Bowl by some polls.
I don't give a lot of credence to week 1
No.
just
Sure.
because there's so much parity,
And you have
a whole
Sure.
6
6
months
months
to prepare
to
going into that game.
And do you have the smartest
Best
guy in
coach,
the whole
yeah.
world?
Yeah,
Almost as smart as we are.
not close.
I think it did.
Bill Belichick.
I think it's hilarious. They trade him their best defensive player.
Yeah.
Their quarterback is
Who is that?
wrongfully suspended.
Their best tight end. They're the best tight end in the league.
Maybe in
is
league
gone.
history,
Yeah.
at least in regards to
Size.
Dominance.
size and dominance. I think that's a good word.
Mhm.
And still, Belichick came through, and Garoppolo's played great. I mean,
Yeah, but minus the injury.
I
so
think-
do they
I think-
do they lose the next 2 games? That's my question.
New England.
New England, yes.
Who are they playing this week? Miami.
Houston.
Houston.
tomorrow.
That's going to be an interesting
In
one.
New England with Jacoby Brissett on a short week with
That's
Julian
hard.
Edelman as their backup.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right, huh? Kent State.
Which
Uh,
wouldn't that be exciting if that actually happened?
No, you know what? Did you guys say that? Okay, let's get through this and then we'll
Okay,
go to
okay.
that because we're all right. So Arizona at 4. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Pittsburgh.
I think that's about
Pittsburgh at 3.
That's about right too. I think so.
They
Top
struggled
three.
a little bit to put away Cincinnati.
Sure. Cincinnati's a good team though.
They beat up on the Redskins. Oh, they look just dominant over the Redskins, who were a playoff team last year.
I just don't have the most faith in the Redskins.
I don't either. This is
No.
their defense is awful.
But I do agree. Pittsburgh, that's about right for me.
Mhm.
Top 3 for
Carolina
Pittsburgh.
at 2.
I think a lot of people would have a problem with that, being at 2.
That guy.
I would have. A
How do you-
problem with
yeah,
that.
tell me how you feel,
Absolutely,
David.
because right now, as who was it that you quoted earlier? That said, until a team has lost, if they've won the Super Bowl, they're still number 1.
That's Mike Florio's power rankings had the Broncos at the number 1 rank.
I just disagree. They're not the best team in the league.
No, they're not.
By no way.
But his
Not offensively.
it's that old school mentality. The AP poll in college football
Sure.
that says you're number 1
Until
if
you
win,
get beat.
until you get beat.
I
right?
totally get it, but they're not the best team
No, they're not.
in the league. Not even close. I mean, I think
Yeah.
there's probably a good
But
5
I
teams.
do
better than them, if
follow
not
you
more.
that their schedule rides nicely with them being at home for a lot of their tougher
Oh,
games.
sure. You get to
You play
get
New
to
England at home. You play that's
Everyone-
good, actually.
Basically every hard game except
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. We
Yeah.
looked at
And
it.
they're gonna lose.
I think
we'll get
so.
into
I think
we'll get into
Cincinnati
our
will win
picks
this
a little
game.
later, and then the number 1, which this to me
Yeah, I
makes
agree.
no sense.
I mean, I love
But
me some.
There's a guy on my route in Durango. He's a fan, and every year we say the same thing.
Sure.
We've said it for the last 3 years. Seattle is done because they start so slow. They
Sure.
look bad
They
They
against
started
teams.
0-2 last year.
Rubbish.
And they're the number 1 power ranked team in Vegas. In
Rubbish.
Vegas, they think they're smarter than we do.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't agree that they're the first ranked team, but I think that people are too hard on them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every year they have Russell Wilson. They have a phenomenal
He's
defense.
got one ankle.
Yeah.
Russell was a good one.
Banged up.
Sure,
Russell
but I
Wilson.
mean that's not. I mean, come
Yeah.
back from that. I don't know. I do agree with you in that I don't think they're number 1, but I still think they're easily top 10.